And providing width. Delivered into the area here. Oh, in with a chance. Key. Lovely ball over the top. Graves. Now what can they do from here? Well, that's how to beat your opponent. And deep delivery. What a big moment in the dying embers. Will it prove decisive here? And another one! Graves. And a decent delivery. This might be the perfect counter-attacking opportunity. Can they keep it going? It should be! Promising looking attack. And a decent delivery.
What's up guys, this is Lesky, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys a Playmaker winger build. And this build is very fun to use. You can get a ton of assists with it. The passing stats are cracked. We went for both the artist and the architect archetype, which I'll show you guys shortly once we get to the skill tree. The dribbling is phenomenal. If you're playing on the wing, you can get a lot of assists. The only downside is the shooting is not good. We didn't focus on the shooting. We're mostly just focusing on the passing and dribbling. But if you lead the goal scoring up to your strikers, your cams, the players that have better shooting stats, then you can have a lot of success and rack up the assist. And when we were using this build, we had two players using this build on the wing in a 4-3-3 formation. And then we had a beastly striker up top in between us that's good in the air. Basically like almost max heading, max jumping, max height, max weight, which I'll show you guys that build. It'll probably be the next video after this one. And using that build up top with at least one or two wingers using this build, it is a deadly combo. You can get a ton of assists, and then that striker build can just get headers for days. Make sure you're listed as a right wing or left wing for this build, and not left mid or right mid. The wingers are just better for this type of build. They have a bit more pace, and the dribbling is better, I think. And the height, I decided to go 5'4". You can go taller if you want. This will just get us more pace, and then the same thing with the weight. It'll give us more pace, and I think a little bit more agility. So that's what I wanted to go for. I feel like going the shortest height and weight will just allow us to be quicker, better dribbling, and create some space like on an outside back that's trying to defend you, and then be able to get that cross off or go down the end line and sweat it across the goal. So that's why I decided to go for this height and weight, but feel free to bump up the height if you want. I wouldn't really bump up the weight. You could, but just keep in mind you will lose some more pace every time you go up in height and weight. And then right-footed for this build, but that's really just preference. Let's take a look at the perks. So this is a crazy Playmaker winger build, and these perks will reflect that. For the first one, I decided to go for pinpoint cross. I feel like that is very important for a winger build. The crossing is already very good, but this will basically just give us 99 crossing, and it will give you the early crosser trait, which is very clutch and helps you just curl the ball and lead the ball to your striker, especially when you're further back on the pitch. You're not towards the end line. If you just like hold X and whip it in back post to the striker running in the box, it is very deadly, underrated trait. It'll give you the flare trait, so you can do like fancy crosses, the swerve trait, which will add more bend and curve to your crosses, which is pretty nice also, while also increasing the crossing accuracy and ability when performing a cross. And then another important thing is that it gives you the 5-star weak foot ability when you are crossing. So we have a 3-star weak foot on this build. We just have one skill point on the shooting page. So every time you take a cross, it does not really matter which foot, doesn't matter what you're listed at. If you take it with your weak foot, it'll upgrade to a 5-star, which is very nice. The second perk, I decided to go for threaded pass. Didn't go for precision pass. If you want, and if you feel like that is more important, then go precision pass. But threaded pass, if if you have a striker or a cam like running in behind, or the other winger on the other side running in behind, the threaded pass is amazing. We have pretty good vision on this build, but this will bump it up even more. It'll give you the 5-star weak foot, flare, and swerve traits like the crossing perk does, which is nice. And it'll just help with those through balls to hit it over the top on the ground. And we got a lot of assist with the threaded pass, just hitting through balls over the top to our striker. So those are the passing perks I have on this build. It would have been nice to go for all 3, but you can't because you pretty much need Tireless Runner on a winger. Their base stamina is bad, and I believe we have like 70 stamina on this build, and you're going to be running a lot as a winger, getting through balls over the top to you and maybe helping a bit on defense. So Tireless Runner is necessary. Just because the stamina is terrible, it'll grant you the second win trait, which will boost your stamina in the 75th minute of every match, which is very nice. So these are the 3 perks, in my opinion, that are best for this Playmaker winger build. If you want, you could swap out threaded pass for precision pass, but I don't think it will be as successful. That increase in vision is very clutch. So when you're using this build, make sure to whip in crosses, abuse the pinpoint cross, and that threaded pass perk, and you'll get a lot of assists. So let's take a look at the skill tree. Wingers have low base physical stats, and especially this one that is minimum height, minimum weight. And even if you went up in height and weight quite a bit, the physical stats would still be very bad. So on the right side, we just have 4 skill points, and that is this +2 stamina. And really what I was going for is bumping the reactions up. So we get 87 reactions, which isn't terrible. It would be nice to get it higher, but we would have to spend more skill points in order to get the reactions up some more. So I decided not to do that, and we only have 4 skill points here. I could have even went for this +2 strength and +3 stamina for 3 skill points. It's good value, but I felt like I needed those 3 skill points in other places on the build. If you want, you could take 3 skill points off somewhere and put it here, but I decided not to do that. The best thing would probably be to take off some pace in order to get this right here. But I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference between 73 stamina and 70 stamina, and same with the strength, because both of those stats are already very low. And that's why we have Tireless Runner on this build, to make up for the low stamina. Let's take a look at the dribbling page. One of the upsides about a winger is that their dribbling stats are very good to start out with. So on this left side, I just went for this +2 balance right here. You're not going to get this dribbling. We need those skill points for other places. But then going on this right side of the left section, you're going to go for this ball control, both of these ball controls, and then go for the 5-star skills. I decided to use 5-star skills. If you want, you can take one of these off and you'll have 5 skill points to use somewhere else. Like you can put it on the physical page for that extra stamina and strength I was just talking about, or you can upgrade some balance, some agility, some dribbling like this if you want, some more ball control, but then you'll have 2 skill points to put somewhere else. But I think we have 1 skill point on the shooting page, so you could take that off, you don't need it, and then you'll have 6. So you could do like balance and agility, you could get both of them, or balance and dribbling. Maybe that's probably what I would do, or balance or ball control. Or you could get that stamina and strength, and then maybe like one of these other 3 skill point options. So that's your alternatives. And I'll talk about that more once we get to the shooting page, and I can show you exactly what to do once I take off that 1 skill point. So 5-star skills on this build for me. And then on the right side, we're going all the way down to the Lynx archetype to get that high agility and balance, and then the skills again. It would have been nice to get all this agility and balance to max it out, just can't do that and need skill points on that passing page and pace page. But still, the agility and balance are crazy, which is nice because wingers already have very good agility, especially when you're 5'4", 119 pounds. Being skinny and short, you get crazy agility. So it's very nice, and you can beat people one-on-one easily, get a cross off, do whatever you have to do. The dribbling is phenomenal on this build. Let's take a look at passing. This is where the majority of the skill points are allocated on this build. Upgrading the dribbling and the passing is what's going to make this the Playmaker winger build. So on the left side, it's pretty easy. All you're going to go down to is the artist archetype, and you'll get +10 crossing and +10 curve for 18 skill points to get us up to 92 crossing and 90 curve. And we have the pinpoint crossing perk on this build. which will increase the crossing even more and basically give us 99 crossing with the early crosser trait and the swerve trait in combination with that high crossing attribute, as well as the 5-star weak foot. Don't have to worry about the weak foot when crossing. And then the 90 curve is very nice. The threaded pass perk and the pinpoint cross perk both give you the swerve trait, which enhances your curve on those types of passes. So when you're doing those types of passes, you'll probably have like 99 curve as well. So the passing ability is great, especially when crossing the ball. And then on the right side, we're going to get the architect archetype. We got both archetypes on this passing page. So what you're going to do is make sure you go down to this vision right here. At first, it's going to default you down the left side. You're not going to want to do that. So get this long passing, get this vision first, and then go all the way down to the architect archetype. We're going to get this long passing and vision, then the archetype, and then on the left, you're going to get this short passing and vision. And really what I'm going for is trying to upgrade the vision and get it to 80. So this will give us 92 short pass, 85 long pass, which is very nice, and 80 vision. That's the lowest stat. I wanted to bump it up, and we could bump it up more, but we just have to use more skill points. 5 skill points here to bump it up, but we really don't need that extra short pass. 92 is good enough, or get this one. But I decided not to do that, or even this one, but we really don't need it. We have to spread the skill points around on this build. But the passing stats are very good. That threaded pass perk is on this build to increase that vision. So hopefully it's like high 80s, almost 90 vision, and you can easily hit through balls over the top to your team, and you can rely on those through balls with this build. So as you can see in the clips and based off this page, the passing ability is amazing, and you can rack up a ton of assists as long as your strikers are finishing off the chances you make for them. So let's take a look at shooting. As I said, we did not focus on this shooting for this winger build. We only have one skill point, and that is this +2 finishing to bump it up to 70. If you want a winger build that has good shooting, check out my other winger builds that I have on my channel. I went for more upgrades, but in order to get the shooting to a reasonable amount, we would have to put quite a bit of skill points on the shooting page. So we just can't do that because we're focusing on the passing and dribbling. So for the people that don't want to use 5-star skills on this build, what you could do is just take off this finishing. It's not going to make much of a difference from 68 to 70, and you shouldn't be trying to score much with this build. You can. We did score a few goals, but you're really just going to be relying on the passing and dribbling ability. So you could take off this skill point right here, and then go back to the dribbling page, take off this skill move, and then you have 6 skill points to work with. So your options could be to go for this strength and stamina, but honestly, I don't know if I would do that. You really don't need it. I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference, but you could do that just because it's good value. And then you could come back here and use these 3 skill points really anywhere. Balance, agility to get 97 agility, upgrade the ball control, upgrade the dribbling, or you could just take this off, and this is probably what I would do. Either go for balance and agility to max out the balance and agility, other than getting this one, which is just a waste of skill points. But you'd have 97 agility and 85 balance, which is pretty crazy. Or you could just upgrade the ball control and dribbling more. Do this and this to get it up to 91, 92, to get it in the 90s. The ball control and dribbling is already very good, but we don't have any perks on this build that'll increase the ball control and dribbling. So maybe that can make up for it a bit. Or maybe just go dribbling and then balance. You have some options. Other than that, I don't know where you would use those skill points. I think we have +2 sprint speed off on the pace page. If you want the max pace, which really isn't necessary, you could do that. But I would just put these 6 skill points anywhere on this dribbling page if you don't want the 5-star skills. So let's head on over to the last page, which is pace. This build is rapid with a 96 acceleration and 93 sprint speed. The only thing I left off is the +2 sprint speed for 3 skill points. You could go for the max pace if you want to take off the 5-star skills, but I think it's better to use those 3 skill points on the dribbling page. That's just my opinion. You're not going to notice much of a difference with the +2 sprint speed, but with the high agility on this build, you're going to be able to beat people one-on-one, create some space, find yourself in some deadly areas on the pitch where you can hurt the defense, sweat it across to your striker running in the box, cross it, and you're just very, very fast. And we don't even need like the active first touch perk to boost the pace. That would just be a waste of a perk because it's already so fast. The only thing is this build is weak when it comes to strength. So if a defender gets close to you, they could body you off the ball pretty easily. Trying to avoid that, use the high agility and pace to create some space, and you'll have a lot of success with this build and should be able to rack up a ton of assists with the crazy passing stats on this winger build. Again, as long as your strikers can finish those chances. But that's going to wrap it up for this Playmaker winger build, a unique build. A lot of people probably haven't tried a build like this, so give it a try. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already subbed. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.